Well, it's Monday. Back to the show. And a big thanks to Mark and the Fusebox people at fusebox.com because we just conducted a rather lengthy interview and it will probably air shortly after they get the bugs worked out. But anyway, again, my thanks to them, and check out fusebox.com because they put up my website, 42ndstreetpete.net, where you can purchase some of my stuff, hopefully, and put some blog stuff up there and whatever. But for today's show, we were always talking about, we've been talking about the demise of the magazines and shit like that. And I thought it might be cool to go through a pile of magazines that are no longer in publication for one reason or another. And our first entry is Scars, which was a really cool magazine. Here's a back cover of it. This was issue number 2. But unfortunately, what happened with Scars was there were 2 people involved. One wanted to get in Barnes & Noble in the worst way because, hey, you get in Barnes & Noble, you'll sell shit. Well, actually you won't, because basically Barnes & Noble will let someone take the magazine, order a fucking latte, sit there, read the whole magazine, and put it dog-eared back on the fucking shelf. I checked this out firsthand because at one point I went in there and counted 10 Fangorias and went back a month later and counted 10 dog-eared Fangorias. So, yeah, it sort of shit the bed and killed the magazine because once they got in there, they didn't get their back issues back. Let's put it that way. Another one that went out, Chiller Theater magazine, which I wrote for a lot until it folded up. It was basically published to go along with the Chiller Theater convention, so it would basically come out twice a year. Mike Accamondo's Dreadful Pleasures, which was a cool fanzine, where it was all loaded with things from press books and stuff like that. Mike folded up a while ago. He did write something for Grindhouse Purgatory, but my stupid ass editor fucking misspelled his name and he got pissed off at me. Charles Balaam, it's Deep Red, another magazine. I think this came back or somebody brought it back. I don't know exactly what's going on, but it always had some nasty shit on the back cover. Chaz was a good guy, turned a lot of people on to a lot of cool films, and sad that cancer got him. Delirium, an essential reference guide to delirious cinema. This is, I believe, a British publication, which came out a while. I'm trying to think what date this was. This is, gee, there's no date here. I have no idea. Can't find a date, but I know it was out for a while. There's the back cover. That's gone. See, a lot of these things, they had that, what was that book, Xerox, Ferox, or something like that, because a lot of these were fanzines, like Video Ooze, number 3, which was $3. Don't know when, geez. I just found a picture. Oh, look at this. An autograph of Michelle Bauer to somebody. I don't know how that got in there, but again, there's no date here. I'm trying to see. I don't see any date. 91. Okay, 90. That would make sense. 91. Video Ooze, which is no longer with us. Let's see what this one is. Celluloid Nightmares. With also an ad on the back for Hollywood Book and Poster, the late Eric Caden's thing, interview with Brink Stevens, Johnny Legend. Another one that's gone but not forgotten. Let's see, I gotta check something out here. Shriek from 1967. I believe it might have came out in 1965. It only lasted 4 issues. It was a little more adult-oriented than the rest of these magazines. Demonic, Journal of Obscure Horror. I believe this was, damn, who put this one out? Might have been Barry Kaufman, I'm not sure. But anyway, Demonic, yeah, they had a bunch of stuff on here. This thing lasted a couple more issues. I believe it got better looking. I might have another one in here. Charles Kilgore's Echo, which was out in, when the hell was this out? Gonna get dates on these. Most of them were 90s, 91. A lot of stuff 91. I met these guys, I think, when the first Chiller Theater Convention came on. Here's the back copy of it. This was number 15, so it went a while. And then we got a little thicker here. What's this one? This is 97, so it lasted a while, and I got a little bit more glossy and thicker here with some interesting stuff on the cover. This one had an interview with Rudy Ray Moore and the Hate films and stuff, so yeah, I guess you can pick these up on eBay. Midnight Marquee, which was around for a while. I believe this was out of Baltimore. Had some artwork on the back. Trying to think. See, these were all, you look at them all, it's all fanzine stuff. It's all cool because, it was put out by people who actually enjoyed the movies. Draculina was another one. Featured Michelle Bauer a lot and things. This one has Terry Weigel, Bobby Breezy, Mathilda May, Cinema of Transgression, Horrifying But True, video reviews and tons of photos. The Making of Even Hitler Had a Girlfriend. Again, Draculina. I don't know, this may still be around, I'm not sure. Another copy of Echo, with a picture of Donald Trump on the back this time. Let's see. Film Threat Video, this was Chris Gore. This actually wound up on the newsstands a lot. Also had some G.G. Allen stuff on the back. Trying to think what else was in this damn thing. This was 93. And, like I said, most of the stuff was early 90s. Alternative Cinema Magazine, which is now discontinued, which was my buddy Mike Razzo's thing here, which they were basically pushing their own stuff and some indie stuff. And when did this one come out? Another 90, 91, 92. The Horror Biz. This was Dave Baumuller's magazine. I'm not sure if Dave's still publishing or not. I know this went for a few issues, and I also wrote for it. And on the back, they got a picture of some filmmakers: Ted Bohos, Fred Olin Ray, Ray Harryhausen. Who's the other one there? Not sure. Okay, another issue of Draculina, a little bit cleaned up, and then you have Gorotica on the back. Bunch of stuff here. I may be wrong. This thing may still be around. Another one was World of Fandom. That had a bunch of stuff going on. Trying to think when they were 94. Pretty well put together. This lasted quite a while, I think, until, like I said, everything runs its course and then the interest drops down and then you don't see nothing. Threat Theater out of, I don't know where they were from. This was mainly a catalog. They were out of Olympia, Washington, selling a bunch of shit that they basically weren't supposed to sell, I think. European Trash Cinema, which ran for a while. Great information on Euro trash films. Some good stuff in there. You're not going to be able to see it up close, but anyway, I think you can still get these on eBay too. Spaghetti Western Fanzine, Blood, Money, and Vengeance. Had to be a UK thing because it's got two prices on it. Another one Xeroxed off, whatever, and stapled together. Has The Ruthless Four, Django the Bastard, Vendetta at Dawn, Blood at Sundown, Cowards Don't Pray, Light the Fuse, Sartana is Coming, The Hellbenders, and a lot more. So I don't even know if you can find these damn things. Scary Monsters. I'm not sure if this folded up or not. This was out of where now? I believe. Not 100% sure. This was 92. I don't know if this is still around or not. There was another magazine close to it. I can't remember the name of it. Monster Scene, which got up to number 6. I think this was drawn by Basil Gogos before he passed away. I don't know who was involved in this whole thing. Golden Entertainment Group. Publisher was William Harrison and Stephen D. Smith. Editor-in-Chief Stephen D. Smith. Contributing editor is Bob Burns. Not too familiar with these guys. I know Basil Gogos, though, did some business with them. And last but not least, I saved this for last. Last is Rick Sullivan's Gore Gazette. Rick actually was a little bit more of an innovator than the rest of these guys. You see, way before Chiller Theater and any of these conventions, Rick was doing these events at a bar called The Dive in New York. And he brought in some grindhouse celebrities to, make this thing worthwhile. I know he brought in H.G. Lewis at one point, Diane Thorne, and Joe Spinell, who basically had the whole crowd with their jaws dropped because he was coming across as a gay gangster as a joke, and they actually bought it. Rick was, I believe, employed by Aquarius Releasing, and one of his jobs was to deliver prints all over northern New Jersey to places like the Wellmont, the Meadtown Cinema up on the ass end of 23. I finally remember what the name of that fucking place was. The Fabian in Patterson, different places. So he was also on that, and like I said, he ran these shows at the Dive. He was the MC for Chiller Theater for a lot of years until he got busted for that whole Tracy Lords thing. And that was another bone of contention because basically Rick was ratted out and arrested because he had a couple Tracy Lords films in his possession, and he made the mistake of duping them and selling them through the U.S. mail. In fact, I believe he said one of the arresting officers told him this wouldn't happen if you use UPS. But Rick was a guy who pushed the envelope a little bit, and sometimes it bit him on the ass because he was ragging on Tom Savini in the Gore Gazette at one point, and Tom was a guest at Chiller and walked up to me and asked where he could find a guy named Rick Sullivan. Of course, I didn't say I knew Rick Sullivan, but I got Rick on the side and tipped him off that he better be low-keyed for the whole weekend because Mr. Savini was pissed off. Something about him doing coke or something like that, and I don't think Tom would do coke, do you? So he also, after the Dive thing disappeared, he also was still running screenings, and I think a place in Clifton called Eat You Want, if I remember right. And he ran the pig fucking movie there and served complimentary hot dogs. And yes, boys and girls, there is a movie called The Pig Fucking Movie. And honestly, I don't think you want to see it. But that's what Rick used to do. Rick would push the envelope, and unfortunately, he's no longer with us. He got out of the business. Last time I saw him, he did an interview on Severin's release of Dr. Butcher MD, because like I said, he was working for Aquarius Releasing and was doing all that crazy shit with that flatbed and the operating room and the bloodmobile and stuff. So saw him there, and unfortunately, I think he passed away a couple years ago, which was sad. He looked kind of off in that little clip that was on Dr. Butcher MD thing. Something was off about the whole thing. I couldn't put my finger on it, but it's sad because Rick really loved the films and really loved talking about them and doing things with them. So that's our show for today. We got more coming on down the road, so we'll catch you then. So above all, stay safe. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for subscribing, and we will catch you on the flip side.